Now they microchipping fish that you may eat.
For This Week in Fish and Wildlife. Once again, we're at Region 3 headquarters with Morgan Jacobson, and an interesting project going on over on the Yellowstone right now. We've talked about fish biology and all of those kind of things. I don't want to use the word radio collaring because that's not really what you're doing, but it kind of the same form of keeping track of the fish in the Yellow. Let's talk about that. Pit tagging is the term you use.
That's right. So, there's different ways that you can measure and monitor any population of wildlife, right? With fish, it's some of the goals are the same, but the methods may be different from like bighorn sheep or elk. So, what we're working on is creating a model and a method to better measure fish populations in the Yellowstone River, particularly the Upper Yellowstone. So what we do is we use electrofishing equipment, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's fishing with electricity, which is kind of an efficient and safe method of collecting fish.
These devils shock the fish so they can float to the top. That's something crazy.
And then what we're doing is we're putting what are called pit tags in to some of these fish. It's basically a microchip that just sits right underneath the skin of the fish. And then we can come back and we can scan that fish, and it creates a unique identifying number. And over time, as we get more of these deployed, we get a...
Did you see that? Biomark. Look at that. Biomark. Isn't that in the Bible? The mark of the beast? Biomark. Can't make this stuff up.
And it creates a unique identifying number. And over time, as we get more of these deployed, we get a stronger estimate of fish populations in this stretch of the river. So this is a project that we're hoping will help us better understand these populations and be able to measure other things over time, such as age and growth and distribution of these fish.
Certain species of fish, or are you just putting pit tags in every fish that you're able to get through this process?
Yeah, for right now it's just trout. So that would be rainbow, brown, and Yellowstone cutthroat trout in this section of the river.
He's lying. They over there microchipping everything.
This is something that we're partnering with Montana State University on a model to that can use this data that we collect. And so the idea is over time, as you deploy more of these pit tags, and you continue to...
Slakia, look at them bears on the wall. Straight killer. Look at that. What that bear do to you?
Recapture fish over time. You get a better sense of again what that population size is. Movement throughout the river, things like that, and really helps us better understand things like that. Pit tags are something that have been around for quite a while, actually. It's been used in marine fisheries as well, and as well as things like when you get a microchip put in your pets so that someone can identify it and if it gets lost, it's kind of the same technology that's used here, and we're this is the second year that we've been deploying these, and over time we hope to get a lot more out.
And you and I were talking about it before we started the interview. A radio collared elk is pretty easy to identify it as being radio collared. These fish with pit tags, though, most people, if you happen to catch one, you would never know.
That's right. Yeah. So there's nothing that...
Slakia, look at that. Biomark. That's what the beguiled gonna need to get her groceries. She's gonna need the biomark. And you might eat this fish. Ain't no telling when it gets inside your body what it does.
That is, external to the fish, so it's all just right under the skin, and again, it's not noticeable at all.
You gotta
And it
pay.
doesn't pose any threat to anyone who wants to harvest and eat fish. It's not in the meat of the fish or anything like that. It's just right under the dorsal fin, just below the skin. So, it's like I said, this is the second year. Last year we deployed about 2,000 of them. This year we're hoping to get another 1,000 or so, and then in another 3 or 4 years, we're hoping to have a usable model that over time will just get better and better the more of these tags that we can deploy.
Sounds like a great follow-up for us here in This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, we'll keep track of it.
That's perfect. Morgan, thank you very much.
You bet.
And that
And we'll keep being the devil.
is This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
You've been watching This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
Shalawab.